Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Avisha and today we're going to be talking about costing CA final, which is SPOM Set B paper. I'm going to be telling you all about how I managed to score 72 marks in just the span of 7 days, and I'm going to be giving you all of the tips on how you can achieve the same. So let's get started. But before starting, one tip that I would like to give you is see, before I started preparing for my exams, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on tips and like stuff. So I would advise you that don't take advice from anyone whose video is more than like 3 months old from today's date, which is it's it's somewhere in March. So don't take advice from anyone whose video is from the year 2024, because the level of exam has changed drastically between the two dates. And if you take advice from them, then their advice was valid back when the exams were like that, but now it's not valid anymore. The level of exam is changing, the level of exam is increasing, and the questions are really changing a lot. So just like take more updated advice, and same thing with your seniors or people around you who have given the exams. Take advice from someone who has given the exam recently. And I would also like to advise you that give the SPOM exams as soon as possible. Like get that the first thing done with, because first of all, with every single passing day, the pool of questions that ICI has, it's increasing. So the the possibilities and the whole pool is increasing. So the level of preparation needed just to pass or to get the same amount of marks is increasing day by day. So just like that is going to be my number one advice, is to get it done with ASAP. Okay. So now that that is out of the way, let's move on to other stuff. Let's first talk about the amount of time you need to give to SPM exams. So there are two things that you need to do for SPM. First is to like watch those 40 hours of lectures that ICI has given you, and the second is to actually study for it. So usually those 40 hours of lectures, if you keep them playing in the background while you're studying or while you're doing any work in the office, then you'll manage to do that within like 2 weeks or something like that. And then once your lectures are done, you will be eligible to register for the exam. So I would suggest that register yourself for the slot that you get anywhere between 7 to 14 days, because giving yourself more than 14 days for SPM exam is just gonna be, you're gonna be way too lenient towards yourself. And if you give yourself less than 7 days, then it's gonna be hard unless you don't have office in that time, because really like office takes up a lot of time, of course. So that is tentatively the amount of time you need to give to economics. I mean, sorry, costing specifically. I don't know why I keep calling it economics. I'm sorry, just like if I say economics again, just like it's costing, all right? So, the amount of time you need to give for costing is 7 to 14 days, okay? Now, let's move on to the resources that I used. So, I did not buy any lectures, and I would suggest you, like, nobody needs to buy lectures for SPM exams. It's really like it's easy to like find YouTube videos for the same. The teacher that I used the videos of was CA Sankalp Kanstya sir. His videos were really like great. They were concise. He explained the concept, and it was really everything that I needed to just get the concept in my head and proceed from there. Because I did not like watch the videos and that was my sole resource. No, I just used the videos to familiarize myself with the concept, and then I used the ICI module, and I read the module. I read the whole module through. And so say I watched the first video, whatever concepts that were in there in that video, I then read that concept from the ICI module and like remembered whatever I could. So that generally what my approach was. You can find one that works for you, but this one worked pretty well for me, so you can try it. Now, a lot of people suggested me this 19 video long playlist of Sankalp sir, which is going around, and it's like really the most important concepts are covered in there. But I would suggest you don't rely on just it, because now, as I said, the level of paper is increasing. So I would suggest that you watch every like the summary video of every chapter um, from the module. So cover every chapter of the module, search up the summary video for it, whichever teacher you like. Watch the summary video of that teacher, and then read the module through. Also solve the practical questions in the back, like the ones that you think can be asked in a case study or something like that. Because in my particular exam, back questions also came in like MCQ, so it was like difficult, and it took almost 2.5 hours for me to solve the whole paper. So it was lengthy as well. There were questions from the practicals, so you need to like prepare yourself. Don't be scared, it's not that hard. But like just don't go into it thinking it's gonna go la 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 la, okay? Another one of the most useful resources that I used was a PDF of it was a compiler of multiple questions, and it also had like the important topics in there. So some were most were MCQs, and then there were also just topics and questions from students who remembered the questions. So it had feedback questions and it had the important questions. It was compiler by CA Vikalp Gupta. I'm gonna leave it down in the description so you can access it. It was a third edition, so I think it might be a little outdated now, but I couldn't find the Telegram channel for it. If you can, then try going for the newer version. But I think I don't know, I couldn't find it. So I'll link the one that I used down below, so you can use that as well. It was really helpful. Like it had some questions that directly came into the exam. So that is one of the resources that I used. So yes, mostly about the resources. This was the general stuff that I used. It was videos, then ICI module, and then this compiler. These are the three things that I covered in those 7 days. One of the tips that I'll give you, if you are going to office and if you happen to be going with a like a to a client place with a bus or a cab, then try like studying in that little time as well, because I was I was doing that like on my way to work, on my way from back from work, like even in lunchtime sometimes. Because if you are going to give yourself only 7 days, then you're going to need to study like the whole time, if you want to like pass and pass with good marks. If you give yourself like 14 days or something like that, you are not going to be needing to like study all the time. So like really do it the way you want to. So with those three resources, how I kept a track of everything was I maintained an Excel file for everything that I wanted to do in every chapter and like every important topic that was there. I'm gonna share that Excel file in a little bit. So it was really helpful in tracking what I have completed and what I have not, because usually I kind of get confused within like whether I have actually covered it or not. So that was helpful. I'm also gonna attach that Excel file, like empty Excel file, below, so you can use it if you want to. Other than that, now let's look at the Excel file. Okay, so this is the Excel file that I was talking about. I've named it all subjects, all chapters, because I make this file for like every subject that I do. I also did it back in intermediate. I if you watch my video from like um, result reaction, I've used that Excel sheet there. So if you want me to make a video on like how to maintain an Excel like that, then let me know. If enough people want it, then I will make a video on it, because I think it's a pretty efficient way to track how much you've done and how much you still have to go. Anyway, without wasting time, this is the basic format. So these were all the chapters of the costing book module. These were the percentage of like the lengthwise how big the chapter was. These are pretty self-explanatory. If I've done the revision, this comes at last, okay, revision. If I've done the marathon, so if I've watched the video, if I've done illustrations, back questions, the 19 videos playlist from that particular chapter, if I've done those important questions, if I've done the module, so like I read the module. This is like a little thing I made, how much time I'm gonna give myself. And don't mind me recording the video 52 days after I started. But like people procrastinate, all right. I'm making this video now. So um, yeah, these were the topics of that 19 video playlist, which were the important topics. I also, for you guys, I bifurcated it into where the topics are from. So in the videos, the sir is just telling us the topic, he's not telling us where it's from. So I've written down the chapter, the section of that chapter, and the module that it is from, to be like helpful if it is, I don't know. There's conditional formatting in this file. So like when you write done in a certain cell, it paints it green. So I just like to look at a whole green thing, so it motivates me to study more, I don't know, and cover it fully. These ones I had not done completely, so I, instead of leaving them blank, I did some, the ones that were important. And I had this to do, the things that I had to do, that compiler that I told you about, the 19 videos, theory illustrations, back questions, module 2 read, and module 1 read. So yeah, this is, if you want it, okay, I'm just gonna link it down even if you don't want it. If you want me to make a video on this like sheet I have, do let me know, like, because I think it's really helpful. If you want it, I'm gonna make one. So yes, that was it for today. If you have any doubts, if you want any more resources that I used, if you want any more details, you can always ask me down in the comments. I'll make sure to reply. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to me, because I will keep posting some things about CA, but also other things that are going to be useful in your general life. So if you fancy, subscribe to me, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.